Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing on today? First of all, you know that I am super excited because we get to celebrate with award-winning author Jacquelin Thomas on today. Guys, it is hot off the press. Today is her book. It is Fiance Under the Mistletoe. Guys, check out that cover. Jackie, oh my goodness. I remember when you did the cover reveal. And if you guys remember, next book after this one is Carolina Redemption. So now we have Fiance Under the Mistletoe, and we're celebrating with Jacquelin Thomas on today. Of course, you are to do like, tag, and share. Friends to tell a friend to come on down to the cafe and come and hang out with us on today as we celebrate with Jacquelin Thomas. And of course, Jacquelin, you are no stranger here at the cafe, but there may be someone who do not know who you are. Introduce yourself to the people, my friend.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Thomas. I write romance. I write women's fiction. I write young adult fiction, inspirational or Christian fiction, suspense,
Suspense.
nonfiction. I do a little bit of everything.
Yes, you do. You do. And Jacquelin, I know this is kind of going way back. You have this book that's called The Book of Jackie. Guys, let me tell you, it's like some Jacquelin's 101s, okay? A great Christmas gift. Jacquelin still have some in print. But go to her website. You may be able to get it from there. Oh, she said no. So if you
No,
got a copy
no.
of the Book of Jackies, you got a gem, okay? You have a gem.
Yeah,
But
that was just some
today
stuff
it's
I was
all about.
going through. Stuff I was going through back then. It was stuff I was going through back then.
And as you guys know, she's in the hundreds now, so it's like 100 books. So I love that. I love that. Jacquelin, I am so excited for you. Happy book birthday, happy release birthday, all the good stuff with birthing a new book. And this one is called Fiance Under the Mistletoe. But Jackie, before we have to ask you something, because this is the Christmas book.
Yes.
So I'm sure when you wrote it, it was not Christmas time. It might have been the summertime. What did you into the Christmas?
It was actually written, I think I wrote it not this July, but I think July of last year. And, during that time, they have those Christmas
Okay.
and July movies. And so I watched Christmas movies. I
Okay.
watched Christmas movies to kind of
I'm sure
motivate
that
me.
helped. Christmas in July.
Oh, it did. Christmas in July. And I think our church too, we had like a Christmas in July kind of function. So it was all those things going around. And we had like Christmas music. And so that all inspired me.
I love that. I love that. Now, second book, it follows up with his Carolina guys. It is now Fiance Under the Mistletoe. Okay, Jacquelin, you got to spill some tea.
Okay.
These covers, man. This is different.
Yeah, the cover
He got
is
his locks
different.
going on shut.
Well, yeah, I do try to change up, my characters. Not everybody's going to look the same. I don't want them to look the same. I want them to be more distinctive. So with her, she liked her hair short. With him, I did locks. I'm not hearing anything.
Hold on. I think we're. Hold on. Me.
I hear you now.
Okay, you can hear me now. Okay. There was a slight delay. I am loving these heartwarming for you, Jackie. Do you and so kind of give them some type of inspiration? Of course, guys, if you have read the book, the cover, you totally get the cover, or what have you. It definitely picks up on the characters as well. But do you kind of give them an inspiration of what you're looking for, like pictures and things of that nature? How what's that behind the scene?
With Harlequin, we do what is called an art fact sheet, and so we give descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
We can also supply photographs, and I always create like an AI composite of what I think my character should look like, and I submit that as
Oh, okay.
inspiration.
I love that. I love that. Now, Jackie, one of the things that I enjoyed about this book, I love that fake dating trope. Did you know going in that this was going to be a fake dating trope? And their friends as well.
Yes, that actually was the seed. Well, that was the whole idea, the whole fake engagement. What When I
Mm-hmm.
sat down to say, what is my next book going to be about? I thought about having a counselor who suffered from anxiety disorder. So I like the irony of that because a lot of times in the counseling field, you'll hear people say, even I say, we make the best counselors because we have a lot of issues. We've gone through some stuff. So I wanted to have a counselor who was suffering a disorder like social anxiety, um, because I wanted to really show how we can live with those types of disorders, how we can, just not let it make us a victim or whatever. But with that, I also wanted her to have a mother, Rachel Rose. So for those of you, you will read about Rachel Rose. Rachel Rose, all she wanted was her daughter to find a good match. And she got tired of every Christmas, these men, that Rachel Rose has picked out to be her date and hopefully,
Yes,
lead to something more. So she thought, after
yes,
she had the breakup with her boyfriend, her best friend, and she also wanted him to come home. He had lost his father. If you read Love in the Carolinas, he lost his father. So this is kind of like
yeah.
a holiday that was very hard for him. So he wasn't going to go home. And she thought, well, this is a way to get him to come
Mm-hmm.
home. Also, he could benefit me because then he can be my date.
Yes,
And actually, it was inspired. For those of you who haven't read the book, it was actually inspired by mom, Rachel Rose, because Rachel Rose kind of assumed that they were together because she had hinted she was bringing someone
yeah,
special. And so
right.
mom already
So remember,
assumed.
she calls her up and she's like, "Hey, we know why you with Charlotte.
Exactly.
Oh, yo, of course you got a
So,
wedding to go to, but
so actually, her
she's
mother,
like, what, mom? What are you talking about?"
right, her mom kind of inspired that idea because she was like, mom already thinks that. Why not? And so she just had to get him to agree to it.
Jackie, this is a little tea, if you can see for us, because sometimes Christmas stories, you may have to balance that joy with bittersweet moments. Example, in Aiden's, he lost his dad, so he's kind of like grieving or what have you. But how did Jacquelin find that balance? You got the joy of Christmas, but you also have them grieving their family or what have you. How did Jacquelin find that balance book?
For me, it was kind of personal because I lost my grandmother, um, like Christmas Eve. So Christmas is very bittersweet for me every year because I miss her. And then my sister, actually, her birthday is like 2 days after Christmas, and she's no longer with us. So, because
Mhm.
of those two very special people, Christmas, it changed Christmas for me. But because of, family, um, we get through it. We focus on what we're grateful
Mhm.
for, focus on the positives. We focus on life. We celebrate life. And I think that's what I wanted to bring into this particular story was that he got to see his family and the beauty of his family and you know the new
Yeah.
babies and the family and the different things that life still goes on and that those
Yeah.
memories and traditions that his father created, you know, are still with them, very much with them. So I
Yeah.
wanted to show how still, even though we have experienced loss, that those are the little nuances that keep those memories alive and vibrant, you know, so
Yeah.
that they're not
Yeah.
sad.
And Jack, if we can kind of back up a little bit, guys, if you haven't read the story yet, but of course it just came out today, so we're super duper excited for Jacquelin. Of course, guys, feel free to wish her a happy release day, happy book birthday on today. Well, if you have a question or two for her, put those in the comment section. We'll do her to include you guys in that as well. You know, we like to be active, but if you could take Tammy's care and describe her to us, what would you say to her?
I would say that she was resilient, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is a woman who suffers from chronic social anxiety, but she didn't let it stop her, you know. So she's
Mm-hmm.
resilient. That's what I would say about Tammy, and resourceful.
I love
Yeah.
yes, yes. And of course, Aiden Worthington, what can you tell us about his character?
Aiden is loving and loyal because
Oh
I
yeah.
would say that it takes a loyal friend, a good friend, to agree to something like this.
Yes, yes.
You know, you know, because if that's a big ask, that's a
It
bit,
is.
you know, that's a huge ask. You know, to can you be my fiance for the Christmas holidays and be okay with that?
Right.
You know, and that's a big ask. And the fact that he trusted her, you know what I mean? He trusted her and he knew what she had gone through. And for him to agree to do that was not,
Mhm.
to me, taken lightly, you know? It just wasn't taken lightly.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of that, Jacqueline, I mean, they were friends. They were really good friends, or what have you. And their friendship is actually at the heart of the story. But what makes their duo so compelling?
I think is really it is the friendship. It is the fact that they truly do care about each other.
Yeah,
That really makes it compelling. Yes, he was a good friend and he did have a crush on her, and I think she was crushing on him a little
she
bit
was crushing
too.
on him too.
Um, you know, I think that they were always there for each other, but
Yeah,
sometimes when we are friends, you know, there's that hesitancy to ruin the friendship if we become something more and it doesn't work out, then they you risk ruining the friendship. And I feel like maybe they just didn't want to ruin that friendship, so
yeah,
they settled it. But think about it. There were little clues, like when you know she would talk to him about the guys that she dated. Well, Aiden never liked any of them,
he did.
you know,
Not
and
really.
and I would say she probably never liked any of the women that he dated. You know, we didn't
Right.
really talk about their past relationships except for the most recent breakup for her. But
Yeah,
I feel like they were always there for each other. It was just unofficial. They didn't put a
yeah,
tag to it. They didn't put a
yeah.
label to it. But I feel like they were already, you know, there. They just needed a
Now,
little
okay,
nudge, which Rachel
now,
knew.
Jacqueline, you know we got to talk about this, right? So when I was reading it, I said, "Well, dang!" I said, "Jackie won't play it." I said, "She hit us with a headliner at the beginning." I said, "No, no, she didn't. No, he didn't go to the ring store and bought." I was like, "Oh, like at the beginning, Jackie." I was like, "Okay, how dare he?" I said, And I'm sure
Yeah.
that was intentional, y'all, because she was going to a wedding. But I was like, oh, okay, this is like y'all. It really ain't spilling the tea. I mean, it's like chapter one.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
And
because think about that. You're going to a wedding, you see this guy that you are in love with that you think is, you know, that maybe this is that moment for you. And, to the point that you're already telling mom, I'm going to have some special news or blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, dude is marrying somebody else. That is the most
somebody else.
humiliating. Yes. And so again, you have
Mm,
Tammy who has just had her heart broken, who is on her way to her friend's wedding, which should kind of be a sore
yeah.
spot, but she wasn't going to let her friend down. So even though she had this
Yeah.
broken spirit and this broken heart, she had Aiden to lean on. And so she knew she would get through because she had Aiden by
Mm,
her side. And again, I wanted to show that
yes.
because again, he knew what she was going through, but he was there, as if to say, I got you.
Yes.
And that's what we all want. We want
Basically,
that
he was
one
like, yeah, I
person
got you.
who's going to say, I got you. And that's what he did. He had her
Yeah.
back. They went and they got through that wedding because she could have just stayed home and cried.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Now, Jacqueline, if um let's just say if you could spend Christmas on Polk Island, we love Polk Island, okay?
Mhm.
What would the perfect day look like for Aiden and Tammy?
On Polk Island, it would start with breakfast at the
Mm,
so
okay.
it would start with breakfast at the diner, our cafe, Polk Island Cafe. I don't want to confuse my readers, but they would have breakfast there. They would kind of reconnect with the Rothschilds and Aunt Eleanor. Um, that would be the start of their day. The next day, I mean, the next after breakfast, I would say they would go, since it's Christmas, looking for like that perfect Christmas tree, and perhaps doing some shopping, Christmas shopping. Um, the day would probably end with them having a nice dinner and Christmas movies.
I love that. Now, okay, now we got a Christmas dinner for Tammy and Aiden. What is on the menu? And we got some cooks in Polk Island too. So, what would be on the menu for them? And Jackie, I know you're a foodie as well. So,
Yes, I am a foodie. I would probably say there's definitely gumbo because in our family, gumbo
mm,
is really huge for the holidays. Gumbo's like really huge for the holidays. So there'd definitely be some gumbo. Um, there would probably be
uh-huh.
stuffing or well dressing because they're not stuffing the turkey, so dressing. There would be mac and cheese, of course, greens.
Mm,
The whole, on Polk Island, what you'll see is that they're kind of big dinners all throughout the holidays, not just on Christmas. Because
yeah.
again, I created Polk Island to be this community of about family and connection. And so they don't need a holiday to have a big family meal. They do it just because. Is what I would
No.
love for my own family, for
Yes.
us to just get together and just like that was the thing with remember that show Soul Food and the book Soul Food, where every Sunday they went to their mom's house and they had these great big dinners.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
what Polk Island is like you can probably say every resident on Sunday have these huge Sunday Sunday dinners with family at the table.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And Jackie, speaking of that, um, when you think about Poke Island, when you think about Tam and Aiden and just all the other characters that make up this book as well, um, and let's think about like family traditions. Did any of your family traditions sneak into the book or inspired some of the things that they do in the book?
Um, Not really. Honestly, not really. It's how I would like to see Christmas.
Mhm.
What we do, we go to my daughter's house and we actually, we have a big dinner and everything, but I don't decorate like I used to. After my grandmother passed away, I just don't really decorate. Like I don't have a tree. I don't do the trees. I don't do the decorations. It just kind of
Mhm.
lost something when I lost my grandma. So, but at my
Mhm.
daughter's house is a Christmas wonderland. So, so it's a Christmas wonderland at her house. At my house, it just looks like every other day, you know. And right now, we've just moved in, so right now there's a lot of paint around, and we're just kind of getting settled here. So it definitely doesn't look like Christmas here now.
Mhm. What is one of the things, Jackie, when you out the characters, especially Aiden is one that come to mind as well. Is there a character, and it could be him, that was a little more difficult for you to write? Which I know with you and your characters, they are so fleshed out. They I know you do like a character art. I mean, your characters are, but for Aiden, what was that like writing? Did you pull on some of the things that you was going through at the time, like with your grandmother passing or what have you? How did you reach his character?
Well, I actually do kind of like a psychological assessment of my characters. So I
Uh-huh.
assess them based on attachment theory, on birth order theory, and environmental theory. I actually apply those
Wow.
theories to each of my. Yes. So I knew what it would be like for him growing up in such a big family, but I also knew because they were all very close to their father, their father was larger than life. One day
Mhm.
I may even do a prequel so that readers
Oh,
actually know Angus Jr., because he was such
wow.
a larger
Okay.
than life character, and his impact on each of his children, which you will see in each of these books. Each in this new
Mhm.
series with Poke Island, the Worthington family, you will all see how the loss of Angus Jr. has affected each of his children. And so
Mhm.
what they want to do is honor him and honor his life, and that is their motivation. That's their goal. And so with
Yeah.
with Aiden, I could resonate with his grief because having so many losses in my own personal life, I resonated with his grief. But I also resonated
Mhm.
with his desire to honor family and legacy. And I tried to do that with him as well, but in a different way. For those of you who read the first book with Shane Worthington, it was really
Mhm.
it was a burden that he carried in living out his father's legacy.
Mhm.
And so they each carry a bit of that, but not as much as Shane. Aiden is his
Yeah.
own person.
Yeah.
He was not a part of the
Mhm.
family business. He's an
Mhm.
architect, so he doesn't work in the hotel. He did that growing up. He did growing up, but he chose his own path. So Aiden is he has no regrets in that, in being away from family. He actually left Poke Island and he lived in Charlotte. Well, again, he had no regrets, but still there is that legacy that he still wants to honor when it comes to his family
Mhm.
and the hotel
Mhm.
and anyone that he cares about. Even with Tammy wanting to honor her deception, and being a fake fiance.
Yes. Jackie, when you hear the word it pertains to mistletoe under fiance under mistletoe, when you hear love, family, holidays, what comes to mind?
Gosh, all of that. Just something beautiful. Family is most important to me. That is the most important. Outside of God, there's family. You know, love. Family is love. Love. At least they should be. You know, um, love is from God, and so holidays are wonderful, um,
Yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
family and love, regardless if there's a holiday or not,
Mm-hmm.
they just coexist regardless holiday or not. But when they're doing the
Mm-hmm.
holidays, when you have those moments, like I see Jennifer, you say holidays are hard for you, but now you push through. Family and love that helps you push through
Mm-hmm.
those holidays that are, holidays are hard for me too, but it's my family that helps me push through. So when you think about it that way, family and love, they help you get through the hard times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that. Now, Jacqueline, for you, when you think about these characters, kind of what do you do? This is kind of a little behind the scene. Of course, you told us that it was in July, so you had Christmas in July. But of course, when you have to like revisit, and we all know that you created Poke. We all said that we are going to Poke Island one day, what have you. But when you do like the next book in the series, what does Jacqueline do to prepare?
I actually have what I call my series Bible. So with my
Uh-huh.
series Bible, you know, it has all the characters.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I age them appropriately because the
Uh-huh.
books are not necessarily written like one right behind the other. Some,
Right.
like the next book, like in the first book, there was a baby born, Arabella. In the book coming out in June, she's, I think, 2 or 3. So,
Okay.
I have to age them appropriately. So I keep up with their ages. I change whatever changes to the Bible that I need to make, but I really kind of stick by that Bible and make sure the stories flow and are consistent. London will be the next story, and she's a beekeeper. So I had to do all this
Oh, okay.
research on, beekeeping and making honey and all of that. And it was actually very interesting. So, again, with all of that, I keep up with what's going on with my characters. So even though you don't see it necessarily in the synopses, I know already. I knew that. Well, I won't tell that because you don't know that yet. But with
She
yeah,
almost gave us some
there,
extra tea. Now. She almost gave us some extra tea.
almost, because I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. But in my Bible, with each one, so that when I write the next book, I know we are with it and I don't have to, figure it out. To keep track of the timeline in my series Bible.
I love that. I love that. And one of the things, Jacqueline, that I adore about your writing is that literally you are so prolific that we are reading it. It literally, you can visualize it. It's like a movie being played out or what have you. So I really appreciate the time and the research that you put into your characters. And, just like in some of your suspense and things of that nature, it may be something that you may don't necessarily do in real life, but you will find someone who does, and you will do your research, and it's seamless in your books. Like we will have no clue that you're not the expert. So I
Well, I
love that
try.
in your writing.
Yeah, I try to make sure that
Like,
I research what I don't know.
look, I even remember Jacqueline with your character that was a rapper.
Yes,
Got
I try.
to go back to one of her old books, what have you. I have you have 100. and something books that you get through as well. Now, Jacqueline, I know we are winding down, but what is something that you enjoyed about writing Fiance Under the Mistletoe?
Um, Actually, I enjoy writing about the Christmas holidays. It reminded me of some things that I'd forgotten, you know. Um, so I enjoyed the whole Christmas environment with my characters. I enjoyed getting ready for the Christmas parties with them. I enjoyed the meals, of
Mm.
course. I'm actually gonna
Yes.
make some, yeah, some the peppermint bark. I'm gonna make some of that. I'm actually doing my white chocolate bread pudding.
Ooh, I
My
love
hot
that part.
sausage dip. My hot sausage dip is it has been requested. So, so yeah, it brought back all of those things, the memories of just cooking with family and enjoying it, and watching people enjoy what you've made, and you know.
Yeah. And it's also like when you get with family and you guys commune and break bread together, it's I don't know, it's also an expression of love, especially, you have those family members that, they, like, Aunt Susie, she make the mac and cheese, or so and so make the potato, it's actually like a gift of love. So I love that you shared that with us on today. Guys, of course, we want to share with you how you can get your hands on a copy of Fiance Under the Mistletoe. And of course, one of our sponsors for indie bookstores, Riches in Reading. I do have a link that I will be putting in the comment section. You can get it from there. And then other places that you can get a Fiance Under the Mistletoe. And it is available in ebook, and it is available in print as well. Jacqueline, where else can they get a copy of this book?
Well, I always love that we support our Black, owned bookstores, but I mean, it's available everywhere. Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, it's available everywhere. But if you can, please support a Black bookseller.
I love that. I love that. And Jacqueline, of course, a last question, my friend. What is something that you want readers to take away from Fiance Under the Mistletoe? What's one takeaway that they can take from this book?
Um, Finding your peace, finding your joy,
Mm,
being content. A lot of
mm,
times we allow other people to define what our future should look like, and we have all this discontentment, but really knowing what it is that you want out of life and being content, and not allowing others
mhm,
to define that for you. I think that that was
mm,
what I really wanted from Tammy, and but also from Aiden, in finding that you were a great son, that you did, your father was proud
mm.
of you, and that, while he's not here presently, he lives within you. And so, those are memories
Yeah,
that definitely seal.
I love that. I love that. Well, Jacqueline, oh my goodness, thank you so much for hanging out with us today on your release day. Guys, it is the press. Today is the day. I'll say Under the Mistletoe. As we stated earlier, it's available in ebook. It's also available in print. You can also go back if you haven't read his Carolina Redemption. This is the first book in Alan Worthington series, and go back and get that one. And of course, any of Jacqueline's books, you can go to her website. And on her website, you can check out her backlist. You can go online and check out her backlist, and you can get those books as well. Jacqueline, it has been amazing hanging out with you, my friend. Please share with us, how can we stay connected with you?
I am on Facebook. I'm even on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I know I'm not very good at it, and everybody pretty much knows
But
that,
she do a
but
little
I'm
social
trying.
media, just a little bit.
I do a little bit. I'm trying to get better. I promise you, I really am. I do want to add to that. I will be, and to help someone Christmas, I will be giving away a $25 Amazon gift card.
I'm gonna go up and down the comment section, and she's going to let me know when to stop. Okay, Jackie, I am ready. Give me 1 second. Let me get everything ready. Hey, Rhonda. Rhonda came and hung out with us on today. Thank you so much for hanging out
Hey,
with
Rhonda. Hey,
us
everybody.
on today. All right. Let's see. Let me take Rhonda off.
Stop.
And okay, when I go to the next, okay, let's see. My little scroller wants this, so I'm going to go through the comment section. Let's see if it's Jackie. If you want to try to tell me when to stop, let's see if it will work.
Okay. Stop.
Okay. Jennifer Copeland, today is your day, my friend. If you will inbox me your information, we'll get that over to Jack. Thank you for joining us on today, Jackie. Thank you so much for that giveaway on today as well. Guys, it has been amazing. We've been hanging out with the one and only Jacquelin Thomas on today. Her new book, Fiance, Under the Mistletoe. It is hot off the press, and you already know what to do. Tell a friend to get them a copy of it. Buddy read. Gifts make great books make great gifts. So of course you may want to buy one for a friend. All of that good stuff too. Most importantly, guys, once you read this book, leave a review. I know that our friend Jacquelin Thomas will be so appreciative of you guys leaving a review as well. If you see it out in stores, take a picture, tag Jackie, all that good stuff. Let people know that you see it out in the bookstores. Support our indie bookstores. I'll be putting in the comment section the link for Riches in Reading. You can order you a copy from there as well. And of course, Jacquelin, we want to allow you to have the last words of what you want to say to the people tonight.
Basically, thank you all, as always, for your support. I would not be where I am now, 106 books, I think, without all of you. So thank you. And I wish everyone the best Thanksgiving and a wonderful, 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 blessed Christmas and New Year and all that great stuff. Thank you
All that
guys
good
for
stuff. The holiday season.
yeah.
And we're kicking it off with Jacquelin Thomas with her new book, Say Under the Mistletoe. And of course, guys, make sure you stay connected with her as well. I'm Angela Anderson. She's Jacquelin Thomas, bringing you a literary cafe fun on today with her new release. It was a release day exclusive. And of course, stay connected with us. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done that already, Angela Anderson's YouTube. And of course, I have a book as well, The Power of I Am. It is available. Get you a copy of that. Leave a review for that as well. And as we always say, guys, day, because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, see you guys later. Get a copy of Fiance Under the Mistletoe. Bye-bye. We'll see you later.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.